Hi guys! So today I'll be doing an art haul of the art supplies I bought recently. Due to the current pandemic, most of my supplies are back at my dorm, and for the time being I'm unable to retrieve them. So I decided why not just browse online for some essentials and new products for me to try out. And so I'll also include a brief review of the products that I purchased and an explanation on why I decided to buy it in the first place, just so you guys can get an idea on the feel of the products. So in total I purchased 5 products for my first wave of quarantine purchases, and I guess without further ado I'll just jump right into the first product. So the first product that I purchased, it's this watercolor painting pad by the brand Arto by Campab. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but let's just go with it for now. So it is their A3 watercolor painting pad. It's 300 GSM and it's marketed as cold pressed with a medium surface and 100% cotton acid free. And it says right here that it's manufactured in the Netherlands. So just to give you guys a bit of context, so I've been using this paper from this line since 2017 and I've been really enjoying it just because of how sturdy it feels in comparison to other brands I've tried. So because it feels almost like cardstock, you kind of get this idea of it being good for handling a lot of heavy washes. And I do have to agree that with that being said, I would still recommend you guys taking precautions like taping the paper down on a drawing board or table, or stretching your paper beforehand so that you can prevent the paper from buckling. Okay, so in terms of the paper's texture or tooth, it has more of a mechanical tooth to it, and you guys can sort of identify this based on the gridded texture of the paper. So I'll insert a few clips of watercolor examples so that you guys can get a rough idea on how it looks like on paper. Okay, so the next thing I purchased is this Pentel pocket brush. It has a brush tip, and I've been wanting to try this out for myself ever since I saw a lot of artists rave about them. It features a very flexible nib, and that it's very easy for you to vary line with. And because of this, you're able to achieve hairlines to very thick ones. And once applied to your illustrations, it makes your piece look that much more dynamic because you're able to suggest weight on your subject without the hassle of switching pens. I do have to note that it was intimidating to use at first due to the sensitive nib. It was so sensitive to the point where my lines became very shaky, and since the ink is very bold and black, I was very scared to make any sort of mistake. So you just have to keep that in mind if you want to try it out. So the ink itself is waterproof, so if you wish to use it alongside your watercolors, you won't have to worry about the ink bleeding at all. Okay, so the next thing that I bought is actually also watercolor paper, and it's from the same brand. However, this one is their 25% cotton cold pressed in the size A3 and is also 300 GSM. It comes in this very flimsy packaging, which is a pocket folder, and you can tell from the amount of creases on the packaging that it's not very durable for shipping. So if you guys want to purchase this, I do recommend buying this in bulks so that it's less susceptible to bending. So this one is under their Fabriano line, which is manufactured in Italy. So in terms of texture, it's much more organic when compared to the first one, and what I mean by organic is that, it's not very grid-like, if that makes sense. So I actually prefer this one over the other just because I could see the texture better when I lay down the paints. So moving on, I purchased this squirrel brush or mop brush from the brand Art Secret, and it's in the size 4, and I find this really handy for washes just because of its ability to hold large amounts of water at once. So yeah, it's really great for washes, and the fact that it can come to a fine tip is very handy as well. Now these are a set of 12 brushes from Ting. I think I butchered the pronunciation. So the largest is a size 12, and although it's very large, well, it's not that large, but this brush allows me to achieve varying thicknesses with my paints, which I find very useful when it comes to painting because I personally don't like to paint with a lot of brushes anyways. So yeah, it's just very nice to work with in my opinion. Now the smallest is a size 1, but as you can see it's not that small. I'd rather use the larger ones despite their larger sizes, just because as you can see the tip isn't really that fine, so I'd rather just use the bigger ones. Okay, so lastly is an A3 drawing board. I'll be honest, I bought this for prettier backgrounds for Instagram, and I find that it's sturdy enough for me to tape down my paintings on. So that's pretty much it for this haul. I'll have everything linked for purchase down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!